Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video, and I have something super exciting to show you. I finally got bookshelves. If you watched my last video, you saw my book situation. It was quite literally overflowing for my current bookshelf. Looked really, really bad. And I wanted something a little bit prettier. So I got these wonderful bookshelves. Tara and I put these together last night. So I'm gonna start putting some books on it, and I also wanted to give you guys a kind of a big book haul, just books I've been collecting over like the past few months from different places. I've been frequenting a used bookstore close to us, and I got so many good finds while I was there. Here we go. You can kind of see I have my books stacked over here. It looks like a lot when you look at it from here, but I have a feeling it won't fill up my bookshelves, which means I have another excuse to go book shopping. It's a lot of books, guys. This is the first stack of books. Let's start with these. The Brothers Hawthorne. If you watched my last vlog, I finished the final Gambit. It's just a spin-off, I think, focusing on Grayson and Jameson. Super excited about this. The Grandest Game, also another spin-off, but I think they focus on two other characters, and Avery has kind of taken the place of Tobias Hawthorne with like some sort of game that she threw on. So I also know I'm gonna love this. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about what goes on in this, but I've heard so many good things about Stephanie Garber, and I love a YA fantasy. The Rom-commers by Catherine Center. I guess she's a screenwriter. He's trying to be a screenwriter. I guess he writes a horrible script for a rom-com, and she tries to help him out, and then, you know, the romance begins. I've also heard insane things about Catherine Center, and I've never, ever read any of her books. Then we have Hello Stranger. Similar thing, I think she's an she's an artist. Meets a veterinarian. I don't know how that's gonna go down. Again, have not heard a single bad thing about her. One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle. I'm a sucker for any movie that revolves around a girl wanting to travel abroad when she graduates high school. Monte Carlo is like one of my favorite movies ever. So it kind of feels like this, except her mom passes away, and then she goes to Italy because she still wants to go on the trip, and meets like the younger version of her mom. So you have a little bit of magical realism. Super excited about that too. All the Colors of the Dark. I think it's a historical fiction, and it's also like a thriller. The back says, this is a literary fiction that works as a crime thriller, and I love a crime thriller. Can't say enough of good things about it. We'll see. I've, again, only heard really good things about this, but I also don't really read literary fiction or historical fiction, so I think this will be interesting. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I talked about this in my last vlog. It's not a slow burn. I know that much. I think they go on like one date, it's perfect, and then they decide to never see each other again. Doesn't make sense to me, but I really like Abby Jimenez's writing. Absolutely love Just for the Summer. So I feel like I'll like this, and it's a very summery book. So this might end up on my summer TBR. We have We Were Liars. I feel like this is a TV show. I feel like I've seen it on Prime or something. Yeah, I think it's a book about a rich family with a lot of secrets. So definitely very drama-filled. Once Upon a Broken Heart, also by Stephanie Garber. Again, it is a YA fantasy, so I feel like I'm really gonna like this. This girl finds out somebody's gonna marry the love of her life, so she goes and tries to stop the wedding. A lot of my favorite booktubers really, really enjoyed this, so kind of makes me think I will enjoy it as well. But yeah, the last one in this stack is Wings of Starlight by Allison Saft. Also talked about this in my last vlog. I was such a Tinkerbell stan growing up, and this is about Queen Clarion. You got me with Tinkerbell, like one of my favorite movie franchises, so I do think I'm gonna eat this up. And this stack is all Book of the Month books. I've been collecting these for a while. I think I've been a member for over a year. No, they're not sponsoring this video. I freaking wish. We have Sleep Tight by J.H. Markert. I don't know anything other than it's like a small town thriller mystery. Seems very Criminal Minds-y, so I think I would like it. Immortal Consequences by I. Ev Marie. I think this is a dark academia book, and I love books set in like boarding schools, so with a fantasy, and I think it has a subplot of romance. Probably will be good. Alchemy of Secrets, also by Stephanie Garber. I think this is more of a mystery adventure book, the tiniest bit fantasy, but it doesn't like fully read as a fantasy book. I know she like dies in 24 hours and has to find something called the alchemic heart. I feel like this would also be such a great read. I think I would read this really quickly too. So, Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte. I'm not gonna say her last name because I don't wanna mess it up. A family lives on an island. Nobody lives on the island except them. Random woman shows up on the island. They're trying to figure out why she's there. And I don't think she's being super truthful about why she's there. And they're like protecting the island and the trees. That's what I think this is. Next we have The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. This like really well-known author is releasing his next book and he invites his top fans, some sort of magical quest, and whoever wins gets his book. Also super interesting. Can you tell I like very basic plot lines with like the tiniest bit of magical realism? The Wedding People by Alison Espach. Probably also said that wrong. I think this woman goes to a hotel. This is very grim actually. She goes to a hotel with the intention of ending her life. What she doesn't realize is that she's the only person there who's not staying at the hotel to attend a wedding, and befriends the bride, and she's saying, oh, I can't let something like that happen on my wedding weekend. You have to come and hang out with us. So I assume it ends well. I hope it does because I'm a big fan of escapism and we will see if this does the trick. And then we have The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand. I've heard so many good things about her, and she co-wrote it with her daughter Shelby Cunningham. I think it's like a Gossip Girl situation at a boarding school. So you got me, because that sounds very, very interesting. It takes place at an elite New England school. So vibes are already in place. I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. So that is kind of my massive book haul. And like I said, I've been accumulating all of these books for several months. Bought a lot of them secondhand. A lot of them were book of the month credits that I haven't like been using. Oh my gosh, wait, I almost forgot about one more thing. I almost forgot to open my book of the month book. Here are the two books I got this month. I got Annie Knows Everything. Yeah, kind of seems like coming of age or like self-discovery book. And then This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. I think it's kind of similar to None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. She is part of a really famous podcast and I think they talk about true crime, stuff like that, mystery. And then I think they end up living it and like something happens to them. Seems very interesting. Ooh, something in here. I have so many book of the month bookmarks. I don't think I'll ever need to buy a bookmark again. Thanks for watching that haul. I'm so excited to finally get into these books this year and to have a bookshelf to actually look at my books properly, because I just have random piles of books everywhere. Kind of hard to keep track of what I want to do. So I have some ideas for my bookshelves. I definitely don't have enough books to fill the whole thing, but I also want to use it for storage. Everything has to be functional, at least when it comes to me and like my house. So I bought some bins. I think they're gonna come later today, so we'll get to that later. I want to display some of my really, really pretty cameras and just find a place to put all my film cameras so I have easy access to them. Couple things I also know I really want a TBR shelf. I think that would be really fun, just so I can look at all the books I really want to get to. I eventually would love to do a 5-star shelf. I think it would be pretty empty right now, not gonna lie. But we are officially starting the library, so super excited. This is my current book situation, so we're gonna take them all off the floor and put them away. This might be a better angle. I feel like you can see everything more close up with this. These are my young adult mystery and just mystery books. That looks so good. I don't think I'm gonna do a library or bookshelf tour right now because I've put all my books up and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 empty shelves. So maybe I'll give you guys one another day when my bookshelves are a little bit full, or maybe in a reading vlog. Thanks for coming along. I can't believe I get to make a little home library. Prepare to see a lot more reading vlogs from me. Now that I have a space like this, I might be sitting in that chair for hours reading. If you've read any of the books that I showed in my book haul and liked it, please tell me which ones I need to start reading immediately. Guys, I'm so freaking pumped. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It means so much, and comment some reading vlog ideas or book video ideas if you guys want to see that kind of stuff from me. Bye, Pookies.